Okay, we're going to talk about this Taylor Frankie Paul situation. So if you don't give a shit about it, just keep scrolling and tapping. Anyhow, so you're going to tell me that we already knew all this stuff happened 3 years ago. Yeah, we didn't see the video, and that video is very hard to watch. I'm not negating that. But we still already knew the details down to her daughter accidentally getting hit with a stool. So we already knew all these details. So did the network, and they proceeded to still hire her to do The Bachelorette. So none of that came out was new. What I find super convenient is the timing of this video coming out. You're telling me now that Dakota was so fearful of his life with that video that he's using it to get a protective order now. So why weren't you that scared 3 years ago, right? So if anyone's been in a relationship like this or a part of a narcissistic abusive relationship, they are going to do stuff like this. They're going to have these recordings, right, where you have actually been pushed to your absolute max. Your nervous system goes absolutely haywire and you react because you've just been under so much pressure and stress and abuse. And I'm not negating what she did, but until you live that situation, you really can't have an opinion on it at all. So this is what they do though. So he's had this video for 3 years. He 150% has been using that as leverage to hold over her head, to manipulate her and keep her in a place of fear from doing anything aside from what he says she needs to do. I can guarantee it, because now look, right before The Bachelorette releases, on their son's birthday is when he conveniently drops this video and now uses it to go get a protective order because he was so fearful over the last 3 years. Get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit. Next, if you watch that video, as terrible as it was to watch, I'm not negating her actions whatsoever, but I'm talking about the manipulation by Dakota here. He is over 6 foot tall. He is like 6'5" tall. She is like 4'11". So you're telling me that this motherfucker couldn't get out the front door and go get in his car and depart this very scary situation that he was in? He 100% could have. He could have strong-armed her, got to the front door, and left. Instead, that motherfucker went everywhere but the front door or an exit. He ran around recording, acting like he was being so abused and so terrified because he was getting his leverage that he knew he could use to manipulate. He was not scared. He was being strategic and intentional with his actions and what he was doing, and it worked for him. It works for most of them. That's why a lot of these women stay in these relationships, because they're scared to leave, because they're scared they're going to lose custody of their kids. And now he's using it to get custody, which he probably just wants child support too, because he's a broke bitch. Again, I am not defending Taylor's action in that video, but I do believe that she did, like, she was completely honest and agreed to everything that happened, took accountability, took ownership. Now she just failed to leave the relationship, like really leave the relationship after that, which if you've ever been in an abusive relationship, it is so much easier said than done, right? Some people, it takes 20 years to leave. Some people never get out. So now we've got this woman who, this might be the best thing that ever happened to her, because I think she's going to actually be forced to get the fuck away from him and get some intense therapy and really try to become a better person, a better mom, and heal, because I believe that it can happen, because we saw none of this when she was married to her ex-husband. So I definitely